Like, this is basically the universe just edging you at this stage. Like, that's what the universe is doing. It's just edging you and like building, building,
Hmm.
building, building so that you can build that capacity. And then, one day you have the big explosive orgasm and you're like, whoa, that was amazing.
Whoa! Money, sex, love, power. Oh my God. Ever.
Oh, hello. We're talking about my tits. Most of the time.
Girl on girl on girl.
You would.
Like, stop picking up the fucking hot knife.
Fucking cares.
Right on track.
Ugh.
With a lot of money, I would do great fucking things.
But not in a good way.
Yikes.
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 Yikes. Here's the realness.
Yeah. Everything you want. Immaculate experience.
Back down.
Be getting like excited.
I do actually.
We need the tequila.
Exactly. Meow.
So,
Welcome back, friends.
to the motherfucking podcast.
Yeah,
We're back
meow.
in action.
We really are. And we were on like turbo psychic level today with each other. We were just having a conversation. And I literally said something to Christine in my head, and she responded like we were talking out loud in real time. And like, I'm just blown away. And I think this is one of my favorite things about us is that even though like the magic is always there, I'm always still like so excited about it. And I'm like, this is amazing. And we keep celebrating it and we keep noticing it and it keeps compounding. And I'm just so jazzed to dive in because I mean, if that's where we started today.
We on fuego.
Yeah, you just wait, friends. You just wait.
We have a Bang-osaurus Rex for you today, friends. So I was gonna say this is an educational
What?
podcast because we're like giving them tips. Like this is so
Right.
like it's so like blending our new age, unhinged, wild psychicry, witchery, magicry with like traditional marketing.
Practicality.
Yeah, like practicality and like
Mhm.
traditional marketing. So today we are going to be providing you fine people, our fine listeners, with
Oh,
5 unhinged signs that you are 2 feet from gold.
fuck yeah. We
Okay?
love to see it. We love
We
to see
love to
it.
see it because there's a lot of stuff out in the market. It's like how to know your manifestation is near. And there's just so much garbaggio and it's so
Uh-huh.
like beige and vanilla and like
Boring.
well and sometimes it's like very positive thinking vibes. It's very
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know. You can read when something has a substance to it, has like an
Mm-hmm.
energetic drop to it, there's some
Yeah.
like substance there. And so as you know, in these towns over here, we like to do things we like to do things a little differently and we like to look at like some of the shadow, the underbelly and some of the flip side of the
Mm.
reality of success,
Sure.
entrepreneurship, creativity, spirituality, personal development, all the things. Okay. So, are you ready? Drum roll.
Yes.
I
I'm ready.
feel like Chevy Chase in oh my God, Christmas Vacation. He does that thing. It's like, and they're doing all the crazy mouth stuff. Okay.
I
So
can't with you.
some sign
The
number
first sign.
sign number 1 that you are 2 feet from gold. And when we say 2 feet from gold, what we mean is like you are on the edge of your breakthrough. Like
Mm-hmm.
you are about to have the most wildly exciting expansion. Like you're on the
Yeah.
edge of expansion. Like you're like
Yeah.
right there. Like, you know, that thing, that thing from the past. It's a story where they're mining or they're like looking for gold and then
Right. Like
they
the gold rush
yeah, like
and
yes,
they were
yes. They're like
panning for
panning for
gold
gold.
and
There
like
it is. There
he
it is.
gave up because he was like, I've been at this for fucking weeks and weeks and weeks and nothing has happened. He gives up. He goes home. The next person who comes and takes the spot and like starts panning, digging for gold, they literally strike gold. And so they become the curator of all that wealth. And if he had just kept digging for 2 more feet, that's all it took, 2 more feet, and he would have like encountered that massive, wealth, pocket of all of that gold. But he didn't. He quit because he was like, oh, nothing's happening. Wah. And I've been at this forever. And there's
I'm
got to be more.
hungry.
And then he leaves. And this has become a metaphor in the personal development world and the business world because like good things do take time sometimes, and if you're going to build something substantial, you have to stay devoted and committed, and when you do, that's when you hit gold. And most people who never hit gold only never hit it because they quit too soon. And that's kind of where we're coming at it from today. So if you didn't have that reference, now you do. And Christine, please proceed with number one.
Thank you for landing that fucking plane that was off the rails. That plane was about to go to a fucking barren land and
The
it
other
imploded.
stratosphere.
You know that story? Thank God you're here and you picked that up. That could have been an absolute
You know
dumpster
the
fire.
past.
That story, the
Okay,
thing
okay.
with the people and the gold and 2 feet from it. Okay, yeah, that's the thing. Okay. Thank you for landing that
Why we're a
plane, Kelsey
team.
Gran.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Whew. Okay, so sign number one. You have recently told the universe to go fuck itself. Bear with me. Okay? This is a sign you are 2 feet from gold. And I'm telling you that because I told the universe to go fuck itself. So I'll give you a little backstory. I've done this multiple times, first of all, but maybe like, I don't even know, 6 months ago, I had this Mully meltdown moment and I was in my car and I was driving down for a hike and I was just tired of shit like not working. Like I was like, "Urgh," like it wasn't working as fast as I wanted. It wasn't happening as quick. It just felt like I was in the molasses of things and things weren't like coming to fruition in the way where I felt like they should be. So I'm driving and I was just cranky mood. My kids probably didn't sleep. My daughters were probably being asshats. And I like go down and I'm driving and I was just like, you know what? Fuck you, universe. I'm out. I am officially done. I tap out. I don't care about the fucking spiritual mission. Like, you ain't helping your girl out, and you're like crickets up there. And where's the signs? Where's the like inspiration? Like, I'm the vessel. I'm doing everything I can. I am like, you know, self responsibility. I'm plugged in. I've been plugged in. I'm investing. I'm doing all the fucking things that I'm told. Where is the gold? Where's my gold? And I just was having like a little mini tantrum. And I'm so glad I did because I felt, number one, so much better. Like afterwards, I had a good cry. I was like, fuck you. And I was all angry and, you know, meh, meh, meh. Like I was like, I'm done. I'm going to go get a 9 to 5 job. Fuck you. Fuck all this shit. I'm going to go and tap out. Like, was I really going to? No, I was just fucking
No.
tantruming. I just needed to say that. And so after I said that, I had a good little cry. I went up for my hike. I had all this fucking all these downloads start to like literally boom, 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 boom. Because I cleared the energy. I allowed myself to have a tantrum. And I don't think we allow ourselves to do this in the personal development world. It's like not high vibe. And when you go out and you allow yourself just to feel what you feel and to actually name it and express it without shame, like I could have sat there and be like, what is wrong with me? Like, Christine, like you're here to help people and serve
You should
people.
be
Like, how dare
grateful.
you? You should be grateful and you should be all these things. And
Count
you
your
do have money coming
blessings.
in. Yeah, and rate your gratitude list. And so I was like, like, I just was so over it. I was just like, and after I had that tantrum and I had the cry, all I needed to do was just have the tantrum, release the energy, allow the buildup to come up and through, and just say, like, really what I'm saying is this journey can be challenging. It's not instant gratification. I think as a
No.
society, we have Amazonitis where we want everything now and we don't want to work hard for it and we don't want to, you know, stay the course. We're like, well, I ordered it
Where is
today.
it?
Where is it? It said it was supposed to be
Chomp,
delivered by
chomp.
midnight. Choppy chop chop. And so, you know, when you have one of those moments where you want to just have a meltdown, let yourself have the meltdown and watch the magic unfold. Watch the like I had the so many downloads, so much clarity, so much stuff come through, but not wanting to feel the anger and the frustration and the annoyance from how long it was taking was
Yeah.
the thing cock blocking me from actually experiencing the breakthrough. So this is why authenticity is the highest vibrational signature. This is why actually meeting ourselves in whatever we're experiencing and processing, not where I'm shadow dumping on other people and turning it into a hot mess express, but where I'm really just allowing myself to have the moments of like, yeah, this is really tough. And
Mm-hmm.
I need to validate myself. I need to be the one to be there for myself to process this. And like everything started shifting. But I needed to have that like meh moment
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to finally like also just like get the energy moving again because it was very stagnant for a while. And so that gave me the breakthrough, it gave me the unlock. And I was recently at that mastermind and I was sharing my story and some of the women were like, OMG, I've literally had the same thing happen, or I've wanted to say that, where rather than
Mm-hmm.
actually just having their meltdown, they will eject themselves or they'll actually leave
Yeah.
from their businesses because they feel so like broken or so like defeated or so tired. And so they'll eject from the
Mm-hmm.
business. And then I'm like, oh my God, all of that momentum, all of that energy just sort of
Mm-hmm.
like fizzles down the drain or you exit where you're just about to fucking blast off.
Yeah.
And so if you're in that situation, you guys, let yourself have the meltdown, call a friend,
Mm-hmm.
journal it out, have the like, the universe is not going
Mm-hmm.
to be like, oh, I saw you that one
Bad.
time.
Bad girl.
Bad. You were a bad
I'm
girl.
gonna punish you
I'm going to
now.
punish you even more. Now you're going to be 100 steps back. It's like, oh, we got a live one. We got a spicy hot
Mm-hmm.
tamale. We got one who's a like, let's go. Let's get that energy moving again. Like,
Totally.
it's right. It
Well,
doesn't
and I
care about
find
whether we're that.
no, and like when you were saying like women who will like feel that and then like leave their business instead of just feeling that, like when we really kind of take a look at it, that pattern has been happening for a while where they hit that edge of needing to have the meltdown and do the fuck you to God or the fuck you to the universe and they don't do it, and it's happening in all areas of life. So this applies not just for business, it applies in all areas of your life. Like when you, let's say, are wanting a relationship and you've been like doing all the right things, and like this is an important thing to deconstruct too, is like there isn't this like one ultimate path that gets you to the promised land. And when people hook into that false belief, they're more likely to hit these spots and then not let themselves have their human moment of, I'm just frustrated that it hasn't happened yet. Or like, I'm exhausted, or I feel really alone, or I'm really scared. Like, what if I don't have what it takes? Like, what if I'm not meant to do this? And like facing those fears, because unless you alchemize all of that shit, you can't create powerfully on top of it. So these moments happen so that you hit those edges and you can burn off everything that is incongruent with what you're actually here to create. And like you said, like when you have that moment, you have that release, that's the burn off. You're burning off everything that can't come with you. So if you don't do the burn off, you're literally slugging all of this material with you. And then you're like, why can't I lift off? Why can't I blast off? Because you're fucking weighed down with all of these paradigms, all these beliefs, all of these things that aren't actually true and they aren't actually you. And so you've got to go through that. It's uncomfortable. It's like this purging process almost of like getting rid of everything that is no longer yours to carry. And even if that's just, thoughts around being upset that it hasn't happened yet, like that's totally reasonable to have like our timeline, but then there's the actual divine timeline. And so even that you see like, what is my relationship to surrender? What is my relationship to trust? What is my relationship to faith after you let yourself have the fucking meltdown? And then these insights start to move. And like you said, the creativity starts to come back online. And that's where you have your next breakthrough. And this is a process because you're always going through these stages of, up leveling. It's not just like one up level and then you've made it. It's like you up level and then you kind of attune to that level, and then you up level and you tune to that level, and then you up level, you tune to that level. And this is the process that just keeps happening when you're on a path of evolution, which if you're a creator, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a leader, like that's the path that you are on. And so to know kind of the map is really important so that you don't quit 5 feet before your breakthrough. Mm.
Snappity snap. Wow. Okay.
Number two.
Number two. The second way you know, a big sign you are 2 feet from gold, you have become BFFs with the barren land and the tumbleweeds.
Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening.
It kind of links to number one, like in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
It's in that
totally.
same, it's that void. But if you've been working on your mission, your message, your movement for years,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like nothing's happening, and you haven't had that big breakthrough, do not give up because the
Mm-mm.
void is the birthing place. It is the wild, magical, like unseen, energetic that you
Mm-hmm.
are radically transforming in. It's like
Yeah,
you're being transformed into the person who can hold that mission, that movement, your work. It's
totally.
not like we just have the instant manifestation of like, I have the download, now I shall serve. Sometimes that
No.
happens if you're really far along your journey, but when you have these holy fuck moments, these awakenings, and then you have this like this urge, this creativity that you want to bring to the world, we have to be formed into the person that can hold the mission or the movement. And so if
Mm-hmm.
you feels like barren land and tumbleweeds and you're like, what is happening? It's like rather than going into again a total meltdown where you unplug,
Yeah.
stay plugged in and ask yourself, rather than why is this happening to me, it's like what is this preparing me for,
Mm-hmm.
and who am I going to be in this void, and how am I going to act? Am I going to act like a fucking 2 year old, or am I
Mm-hmm.
going to double down on like, oh, I can feel the build. And I know
Yeah.
that every time I deposit into my business anything, a post, a podcast, going out and being visible, like you are depositing into the bank of your business,
Mm-hmm.
and it is building and collecting interest and stacking. And you don't know when that interest is going to be returned to you.
Mm-hmm.
The gold is going to be returned to you, but there's a, like you said, a divine timeline.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when we don't see it happening, again, this goes back to the Amazonitis again, that like we all have, that's plaguing society,
Mm-hmm.
um, our attention spans, but it's like, it's actually in that quiet or in that deconstruction or in that like what is happening right now where it's just it's like that sacred build and you can feel
Mm-hmm.
the energy pulsing and building, and your job is to stay plugged in and also be realistic and ask
Yeah.
yourself like, am I actually plugged into my business? Am I actually
Yes.
doing things? Because
Into
that's a
my
whole
mission.
nother trap. That's a whole
Yeah.
nother trap of like, I'll sit back and lean back. I'm going to lean so far back I'm going to fall asleep, right?
Yeah.
But it's like
I'm not doing anything.
I'm the most passive princess waiting for my
Mm-hmm.
thing to come. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like looking at like, am I obsessed with what I'm doing? Am I actually taking action and
Mm-hmm.
depositing into the field of this movement or this mission or this business? And if I'm doing all those things and I'm being visible and I'm actually taking like the more practical masculine energy steps into doing
Yeah.
this business, my job is to trust and, like you said, double down on trust, faith,
Mm-hmm.
and that like knowing. It's like this isn't a if,
It's
it's a
inevitable.
when. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's inevitable. My sex is my sex. Ooh, my
Well, I don't think that was off purpose because the whole time you've been talking, I'm like, this is basically the universe just edging you. At this stage, like that's what the universe is doing. It's just edging you and like building, building,
Mhm.
building, building so that you can build that capacity. And then, one day you have the big explosive orgasm and you're like, whoa, that was amazing.
Whoa, money, sex, love, power. Oh my God. 100%, but it's true. It is. And
Hmm.
it's like you have to hold and wait for that big build. And
Yeah.
we want the explosion now. And we want the reason we want the results often now is because we want to feel validated and we want to
Hmm.
feel like, you know, is this actually worth it? Or, am I good
Yeah.
enough? Or am I doing a good job? Or all these funny pieces, right?
And
Because
then
we
we
actually
don't
think
want to
about
feel uncomfortable either.
100%. I don't
Yeah.
want to feel rejection, or I don't want to feel
Yeah.
like I'm an idiot, or I don't want to feel stupid or shame or whatever the thing is. And when we can actually just be like, no, I'm being like fucking molded and prepared into the badass leader who's holding this thing, this like mission. And, I think we have become very volatile with whether it's relationships or business or anything. We become little bitches,
Yeah.
like in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. It's like, I don't want to, it's hard.
Little bratty bitches.
We're going to get some pushback from this one.
Well, but it's true. I mean, we say things like this all the time
I
because
know.
they're true. Like, and we're not saying you as your true essence, that's who you are, but there are parts of you that are acting like a little bratty bitch. And unless you can like really hold that and claim that, and that's part of that phase of the bardo as well, is like getting acquainted with all parts of you. Because things are slow and like they're not moving as fast as you want, you will get to see what you're actually made of. And like both on the beautiful expansive side, but you're also going to get really well acquainted with your shadow. And you have to be in order to be responsible for holding your mission, holding your vision, like whatever it is that you're building and curating in the world, that requires you to be responsible for all parts of you so that you don't go off the hinges when somebody inevitably comes at you and they're like, you're this, you're that, I hate you, and you're the worst. And if your shadow, if you don't have a relationship with it, that's going to either take you out or you're going to be so reactive that you blow up your entire reputation and that you sabotage everything that you built. So like when you are in the bardo, when you are in this phase, like it is preparing you in many, many ways. And also just watch that spot where we're like nothing is happening because that absolute language is just going to make you feel worse because there's always something happening. It
Yeah,
may not be the thing you want to have happen, but like if you don't clock the little micro wins,
totally.
there's no way that you are going to fully receive the big macro wins and like really let that nourish you and catapult you to the next level. If you've made a habit of rejecting micro wins, what do you think is going to happen when you get to the macro win? You're going to reject that too, aka sabotage it and burn it all to the ground. So
I
let's not
want
do.
the thing. I want the thing. I want the. You know how many times I've fucking seen this with people?
Oh,
It's
me
like
too. Me too.
they want the thing. They want the thing. If only I had the
Hmm.
thing, I would be this. I'd feel happy. I'd feel,
Yeah.
whatever that they think is on the flip side of it.
Hmm.
It comes, they fucking freak out and run
Hmm.
away. And that's
Yeah.
like the comical thing. And that's why you and I are even building the second tier in the club
Yeah.
around business, unhinged business and
Yeah.
coaching and all of this because holy shit, there's like getting to the point of self-actualizing and having your
Hmm.
amazing manifestation or mission or whatever you want to build into the world, having it come in. But
Yeah.
then there's the holding of it,
Hmm.
holding of the money, holding of the success, holding of the power, holding of the visibility, holding of the projections, all this other side of the business. So the
Yeah.
club, our first tier is like the reinvention of yourself and becoming the most like rock solid foundational human on the
Hmm.
planet who's like literally like the sexiest fucking woman walking around like
Hmm.
reverse aging on crack, just like having
Hmm.
men be like, what is happening? And like your marriage or your sex life or whatever it is, and like your bank account, like everything is like pulsing, like
Hmm.
fucking at the knees, being like, who
Such a
is this
sexual
woman?
episode.
Who is this woman? But that's the vibe of the
Yeah.
club. It's like the
Yeah, it is.
reinventing of yourself from like a beige vanilla cupcake or somebody that you don't even recognize or that you haven't,
Hmm.
you're not in love with, to somebody that you're literally dripping with excitement to know. And you're like, oh,
Hmm.
wait, that's me. Like, you
Yes.
know what I mean? Like, it's like
Hmm.
you blow your own fucking mind. That's how
Yes.
amazing you are.
Yeah.
And reverse aging, I'm telling you, I think
It's
one
a
of the
thing.
biggest things we need to talk about is the reverse aging in the club. Like
Yeah.
the women are getting so much hotter,
So
so
much
much more
hotter.
alive, having so much fun. So
Yeah.
that's like the first tier of the club. But the second tier that we're building is all around unhinged business. So it's
Yes.
designing the movement and your mission and your all the art and creativity and everything you want to bring into the world, but taking it to the next level where you're building that to be wildly sustainable,
Hmm.
successful, profitable, overflow, filled to the brim with like overflow because I fell into that trap. I started making money and I couldn't hold it. Like,
Hmm.
right? Like,
Yeah.
same thing to you. We've had to build the hard way, trial and error, lone wolfing, trauma
Hmm.
islanding it, shadowing it, all the
Hmm.
ways where we're like, oh, we really need this. Like, we really
Hmm.
need a community of people who are like freely expressing and building wildly profitable businesses from really cranking up their cringe and being
Yes.
their wild, weird, wonderful self and doing business in a way
Hmm.
that works for them because everything can be successful. It's just like you have to be authentic in your expression through your business.
Totally.
So, anyways, so like if you're in the tumbleweeds, you feel like you're in that void, I mean, like you're not alone, and please do not unplug because every time you
Hmm.
unplug, you have to re-plug in, and that whole process is exhaustive, and that's where
Yeah.
you kind of get to that again, that like 80%, 90%, and you're like, it's just not working. And then you
Hmm.
unplug and you have to go through. And every time you do that process, that's the exhaustive thing.
Yeah. Totally.
So do not recommend.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Number 3.
Number 3, your mission haunts you
No matter where you go,
like a
it's
ghost in
always
Venice. Your mission haunts you like a ghost in Venice, okay? Um, I mean, what do we even say about this?
I
Like,
mean,
you and I
from
have both had this
yeah,
massively.
when you
It
try a
will,
detour and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go do something else. Like this happened to me, like I think it was 2012 when I got that download to quit my business and go get a job. Which in retrospect, like that was the perfect thing that needed to happen because it actually helped me birth my entire, body of work and get back on track, like really get into alignment. But the entire time that I had taken a hiatus from my business. So it ended up being 6 months from the time I closed my coaching practice to reopening it. And that entire time, no matter what I did, it was haunting me. Every morning when I woke up, it was there. Wherever I was walking down the street, it was there. I was seeing articles, I was seeing books, I was overhearing conversations. Like it just wouldn't leave me alone. And so I think this is a really big thing to notice that even if you try and quit, it's going to linger. It is going to follow you and haunt you until you're like, okay, I surrender. Like I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep letting this energy steward me. I'm gonna steward it. I'm gonna be in right relationship with it. And when you can't get away from it, that's how you know that it's something that you are meant to be doing. If you, let's say, like started, I don't know, like a pottery club, and then you quit that and you never think of pottery again, guess what? That wasn't your mission.
totally. It's just like a quick little zinger.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I needed to detour and like have that little experience, and that was fun and that was exciting, but that's not it for me. But when something is it for you, it won't leave you alone, no matter how much you try and take it down. No matter how much you try and outrun it. You can't outrun what you were put here to do. Sorry to tell you. Like you can either like get into the flow and like flow downstream with it, or you can swim upstream and fight it your whole life. And well, that's I don't even want to talk about that path because gross.
Let's go find a different podcast for that. Just go
Yeah,
find a different podcast
we're
for that
not
one.
the we're not the people for you because we live so much in that downstream, even when things aren't necessarily like moving the way that we want or they're not like formulating at the time that we want them to. Like there's still this downstream energy of like we're in the pocket. And if you and I like we can't get away from unhinged even if we tried.
Oh, it will
It's
haunt.
it's
It haunts.
everywhere. It haunts us. It's everywhere. Like everyone's
Well,
saying it now.
that's so comical that you say
Yeah.
that. But like when we first were talking about Club Unhinged, we've had this brand since March of 2024,
Well, yeah.
and it's now almost end of September 2025. But
Yeah.
when we first started saying unhinged, it was barren land. Nobody like it was,
No
and
one was
even
doing it.
even when I was talking about it, people were like, you could see like the eyebrows raising of like, do you really want to have
Are
that
you
as your
sure you want to
name?
do that?
Like, well, and just like your name, and like
Yeah.
there's a lot, you could feel the prickly association of like being the word unhinged.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, Kelsey and I are big time manifestors, and we usually channel shit that's like gonna be cool in like a year or so,
Yeah.
like shit
Yeah.
like that.
Sometimes we
And
see it like
so,
10 years down the pipeline and we're like,
oh yeah.
we're talking about things and the masses are like, and then 10 years later, they're like, this is the thing. We're like, yeah, we said that 10 years ago.
But, and this is another good thing for you also to remember that if you have ideas that haven't been done yet, like you're a visionary, right? You have to remember that you're literally creating and pulling things out of the 5D into the 3D through your thoughts. And it's your human's job to shed all the fears of rejection and the fears of imposter syndrome and all these different things that plague us, right? And that's what we do in the club, obviously.
Yep.
But you don't have to do that alone. But like clear all that out because you're the channel and the vessel. And if it comes through you, it's for you, right? Like this is why I truly believe, like when there's these big things that happen in the world, like there's people who just are at it. They're like the first responders on it. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
this is my thing. This is where I thrive. And that's why I'm like, I'm not getting my hands in that because that's not my thing. I'm not obsessed with that. Like this is the thing for me. And we all have our place in space, right? Somebody's like, my mission is saving the orcas. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I love that for you.
Mm-hmm. Not my
That
mission.
doesn't, that's not my mission, right? And so I think that our mission, it haunts us because we're the perfect vessel. We're the perfect person to actualize that thing that the universe, God, source, whatever, is trying to bring into humanity. And we're the vessel, we're the channel.
Mm-hmm.
And so it intentionally haunts you because you're the one.
Mm-hmm.
You
You're the
are the
chosen
one.
one.
And when you see, like, it's there's not a coincidence why you see the problem that you do. Like the reason Kelsey and I started Club Unhinged is, and our whole slogan was like making personal development great again,
Mm-hmm.
which was comical because this is even before the last election,
Mm-hmm.
is that, and we're not American, but it's like we were like, we're bored and we're
So
so
bored.
bored of spirituality and we're bored of personal development and the way it's being delivered. And we were also just like, we haven't found success in these very sort of like old crotchety ways of doing things. We were like,
No.
this isn't relatable to us
No.
right now. Like this doesn't feel like we're able to
No
transform it. I
pulse.
struggled. Yeah, there's no I was trying to um I was trying so many of these theories and these different ways of doing things, and I just kept getting stuck. And that was the
Mm-hmm.
problem for me. And same thing with you. And then we were also
Yeah.
noticing the industry just became ultra censored.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was terrified to do anything or to say anything or to stand up.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're starting to see a big swing. And I am
Mm-hmm.
really, really grateful for that. But that's why we started Club Unhinged, because we saw a gap in the market.
Yeah.
We were like, there's a market here for people who are craving to be
Authenticity.
authenticity and to be craving to be pulled out of their slumber because
Mm-hmm.
saying some of this shit might feel catalyzing, it might feel triggering, it may feel, but at least you're alive and you're feeling something. So I'd rather you feel something from us
Mm-hmm.
than feel nothing and be like in the like snoozing in your
Snooze.
life.
Rockabye baby.
Baby on the treetop, like sitting in the playpen, like you're a
Ugh.
fucking big fish, like
Yeah.
you're out there, you know what I mean? So
You're
I
an
mean,
apex predator.
you
You
are the
are a
apex.
jungle cat like us, and you
Yeah.
can't be acting like a little baby beta fish.
Yeah.
Okay?
No. No.
No, no.
I am half jungle cat, half great white shark, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah, that tracks. Your eyes are very great white shark. Very. Yeah, yeah.
um,
I'm gonna try and find you a shark fin. You
please.
can just wear it as a.
I'll be like going to Steve with like my sexual fantasies and being like, can we play great white shark and
You
cage
want a
diver
deep
tonight?
dive, baby?
How about you cage dive and I attack you?
Yeah.
Does that feel fun? Oh my god. Oh,
Oh, how we
please, please.
derailed that. That was
I
amazing.
have no idea. That's like, oh my God. Okay. Well, anyways, what we're trying to say here is that your mission will haunt you because you're meant to bring it through into the world. You're the perfect person. And the reason you see the gap in the market is because you're meant to fill that gap through your unique magic, your unique message, and also your story. You'll notice that when there's a gap in the market, you're like, oh my God, the story and what I've been through, my journey
Fits.
fits. It's like the missing puzzle piece, and you're the one.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4.
Number 4.
Your breakdowns are bigger,
Mm-hmm.
messier, and way more public than ever before.
Oh my god, you sound so evil the way that we just laughed at that.
Like you're dropping balls.
Mm-hmm.
You're having meltdowns like we did. You're
Mm-hmm.
burning bridges. You swore you never would. And maybe that's even like starting to change your mind and feel like, oh my God, I used to hate that thing and now I
Yeah.
love it, right?
Yeah.
Like you might be subscribing to things that you once villainized. Like it's like
Mm-hmm.
everything starts shifting. And secretly what's happening behind the scenes is you're clearing the way,
Yeah.
right? You're here clearing the ground for what you're actually here to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that sometimes will come up through, it's like, joke's on you. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
But like sometimes that comes through breakdown, right? Deconstruction, because sometimes I see this a lot. We're trying to build from a persona, from a good girl, good boy, whatever we identify as. It's like we're trying to create from this persona and this perfectionism and this people pleasing and this very like curated version of us.
Mm-hmm.
And so the universe is like, I love you and I love your mission, but the two of y'all are not on the same track
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
not being real.
No, and so I've been 100% guilty. This has happened to me, like
Mm-hmm.
100%. I built a beautifully curated brand and I literally invested thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and hired people, and I fucking was like, this is not the thing. Because when I went to go sell it, it wasn't like, I was missing this more unhinged version
Mm-hmm.
of Christine, and it's like it knew that it couldn't sustain because a piece of me was fragmented.
Yes.
So how do I, you know what I mean? I talked about that in the
Mm-hmm.
Kid Carson podcast around how like I thought that people, because I work with, we work with like high profile people. I've worked with, all
Mm-hmm.
sorts of people. And I thought they wouldn't take me seriously. Like in my coaching business, I was like, they're not going to
Mm-hmm.
take me seriously if I have Club Unhinged or if I
Yeah.
say swear words or if I dress a certain way or if I talk a certain way. And so I had to do that deconstruction work around being like, well, if
Totally.
I have to build a business that is layered upon performance, I can't do business and
Mm-hmm.
I won't do business. And my soul like actually wouldn't allow me to do business layered on top of that lie. And so I had to go and figure out like, how do I actually blend these worlds, and how do I just like let it all exist and trust that the people who are actually meant for me and are designed for me and me designed for them and women in the club, all of this, like everything in our stratosphere and our, it's like I'm going to trust that they're going to come because I'm being me, and then I'm not so
Mm-hmm.
afraid of showing up online, being visible, or doing business anymore, because my life and my business are the same. It's like I'm the same person
Yeah.
whether you see me on a podcast, in person, in my family, with my kids even, which I don't know if that's a
Mm-hmm.
good thing or not, but like, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's just
I
like
love it. It's my favorite thing. Auntie Kelsey, you swore you owe me $1. Oh shit. Right. Fuck. You owe me $5 more.
oh, Eva is like a shark
She's
with
on
cash.
it.
She
Yeah.
remembers everything.
Everything.
She's like, you owe
Everything.
me cash. What did she
Hmm.
say? Steve and I were driving the other day and she goes, what did she talk about? She's like, if you don't, I'm gonna marry a billionaire, and if not, they're gonna go to juvie. And I'm like, Steve's like, we were like,
What?
she is so on fire. I'm like, she scares me about how like spicy she is. I'm like,
Yes.
she is no wallflower. Like my kids are
No. No.
jizzle, like they're legit. I'm like,
Oh,
you know
I'm
what?
obsessed with them. I'm
Treat
obsessed with
yourself,
them.
girls. I know they're so
I'm
on fire.
obsessed.
So, anyways,
And like the thing, now we're gonna hard pivot back to our point here, but the thing about
Evan.
those big breakdowns and why they're so essential before your big breakthrough is so that you can actually expand your capacity to tolerate discomfort and navigate challenge. Because when you play at higher levels, you are also dealing with more projection.
Oh yeah.
So the clearer
Ding.
you become and like the more visible you become, uh, you essentially like become this lighthouse, which is great because all of your people can find you. But what also happens are the people who are afraid of their own light, or they're just not in resonance, or maybe they're like reptilian, I don't know, whatever the fuck they are. They don't like you shining in your essence, and they project everything that is unhealed and undigested in them onto you. So you've got to be able to hold your line and not get whacked around by that, and also not internalize it. And if you never go to the bottom, if you never get taken right to the bottom and purge every identity that's not true for you, and purge all of that undigested emotional debris and actually digest it, when that happens, when someone projects onto you, it's going to take you out. And so these portals of big breakdowns are actually preparing you to be able to hold the magnitude of what it is that you're actually here to create. Whether that's a relationship, whether that's a family, whether that's art that you create, whether it's a business, it doesn't matter. All of it requires your ability to stay sovereign and stay in your agency. And unfortunately, like the game that we play on earth is that you have to essentially be broken. And like, we don't mean like breaking your spirit, we mean like breaking apart like all of that, masking all of that armor, all of that protection, all of those identities that you built as a response to pain that you didn't have tools to digest at the time. And so you've got to break apart everything that's false in order for the truth to come through. and then be able to stay anchored in that and stay in your agency, because we live in the time of cancel culture. Like, this is just a fact of being in internet times, and the landscapes are what they are. And this is a way that people who usually feel quite powerless will try and wield power. And so you've got to be able to be so anchored in your agency that when someone tries to cancel you, you just unsubscribe. You're like, I don't subscribe to the cancellation. Like, you can't cancel me if I don't agree. Like, that's actually how it works. Like, if you really
Yeah.
break it down, like, the people who truly get canceled because they make agreement with it, and then they start moving different. Versus, like, there are so many women that we know that have like endured quote unquote cancellations. They aren't canceled. They're still running thriving businesses. In fact, their businesses boomed after the so-called cancellations.
Well, they used
Like,
it for gold. They took,
yeah,
they would literally turned it on its head. There's two
yeah,
options when that happens. You either take it and go into a shame spiral and
hmm,
like use it as evidence of like why this is going to be
totally.
too hard and you shouldn't be out there and it's not worth it and all these things. Or you flip it on its head and you're like, you use it as content,
Yep, this is my
right?
gas, bitch.
This is my gas. I mean, we even did our one of our podcast episodes on that, right? Our Yikes one,
Hmm. Hmm.
about how you got unsubscribed because they didn't like your hair and they didn't like your content or whatever it was. And we were like, this is amazing, like yikes. And so like we can turn that into that, right?
Hmm.
And I think that we don't have to, we don't have to agree on everything either. And I think
No.
that's something that we just need to, we have another podcast episode if you haven't listened called Making Nuance Great Again.
Hmm.
But it's about being able to tolerate other people, their opinions, even if we don't agree. Like,
Yeah.
it's like you can exist. I don't need to
Hmm.
squash you and take you out
No.
because I don't agree with you.
Hmm.
I'm going to put my focus elsewhere. Like, that's
Yeah.
power.
Hmm.
When people need to go and squash their opponents, that's a massive lack of power.
Yeah, that's little dick energy.
Yeah. It's not even little, it's like little baby limp.
Hmm.
Limpsicles. Limpy, 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 stumpy, limpy baby troll dick. With a little baby popsicle stick.
But it's true. It's true. It always shows me like, oh, okay, that's not someone who has any real power when people are behaving like that. And when you start to like really reclaim your power, like, you've got that, big girthy, like, this erection is not going anywhere kind of dick.
Turbo dick.
Around it.
No wonder our YouTube viewership is so high with guys.
Oh,
Like
we're just the best.
our RVA the other day was like, so your stats are like you're we're really, there's a lot of male viewership. I'm like, that doesn't
Shocker.
shocker. Men are like, finally, some women are talking some sense around here. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. We love you.
Oh,
We
we
love
love you.
anyone who's
Hmm.
listening, anyone who's watching.
Hmm.
We love
So
you.
use those breakdowns, like, use them for like refining your character, because that's really what they're there for. When you get thrown into the pit of a breakdown, your character is being refined. Who you are is being refined. You are literally getting something that you need in order to hold the magnitude of what you're here to create. Okay?
Yeah.
There we go.
And yeah, I mean, who we are is not made, who we are is not about who we are when things are going well,
Hmm.
right? Like when things are going well, things are going well.
Yeah.
It's great. We love that.
It's easy to be nice when everything is going great.
100%. It's like, who do you become when shit goes down, or who do you become when life doesn't go your way?
Yeah.
And I had to learn that the hard way. Like, it was brutal. Like, I was like, I'm so high vibe. And then, like, something shitty would happen. I'd be like, I turned into a fucking nut bar.
Hmm.
Or I would go
Hmm.
savage, or I'd be like hissy fitting, or whatever it was. And I was like, whoa, there's a big disparity between who I am when things are working well and flowing, and then
Totally.
between that. And so, bridging that gap and becoming more neutral and becoming more like just less swayed is like
Hmm.
honestly a massive superpower, because then you're not taken out every time something doesn't go your way.
Totally. Obsessed.
Okay, number 5. Are we ready for the last and final?
Give it to me, Bano.
The unhinged sign. You are 2 feet gold. The universe keeps handing you the are you sure moments,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
the
The
tests,
tests.
the who are you gonna be? Are you
What you
gonna
gonna do?
settle? What you gonna do when I come for you? Bad girl, bad girl. But like,
Uh-huh.
you know, the
Mm-hmm.
opportunities that come your way, they feel just like a bit off, or like an old client comes who's got old energy that you're like, I'm
Or an
not
ex
taking
comes
anymore.
back.
Oh, the cat came back the
Mm.
very next day. I've changed. Right? So like tests that come in when we're transforming, when we're becoming this like 2.0 version of us, this next level version, and when we're in that season of reinvention, this is again why Club Unhinged and having community around you is so important so
Yes.
that you don't get snatched back to the old timeline
Mm-hmm.
because that happens when you're in that like I don't
In
want to say
between.
wobbly, but you're kind of in that in between. You're not fully like embodied in who you're becoming. You're also not who you were. It's a tricky place. And
Yeah.
like the old energies, the frequencies, those neural pathways that are very well grooved, they want to come back and be like, come back here.
Get back.
This is who you are. Let
Mm-hmm.
me test you. Let me
Mm-hmm.
test you about who this is, right? So, like, we have to watch for this because
Mm-hmm.
we see it all the time. Like we've even seen it in the club. We're like, no, 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 no,
Mm-mm-mm.
no, no,
Mm-mm-mm.
no.
Come back
And
here.
like,
Come back
luckily,
here.
Kelsey, as you if you can't tell already, Kelsey and I are very loving and very embodied in our work, and we will give it to you straight.
Yep.
So if we see something like that happen, we'll lead with the lens of curiosity and have you ideally come to this awareness yourself because we're artistic and very um, well crafted in that way. But at the end of the day, like these tests come up all the time,
Mm-hmm.
right? They will. When you're like just on that edge of gold, you're just about to have that massive breakthrough. It's like something so tantalizing and so from your past comes up, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, check this out.
Yeah.
And we've seen it. We've seen women get taken out by that little
Mm-hmm.
last little minute snatch. It's like you're in the video game and you get to the dragon, and it's like,
And it does like this like shape shifting thing where it becomes like
oh
this
yeah.
golden princess, and you're like, ooh, let's dance with the princess. And then you start dancing, and then it transforms back into the monster and it eats you. That's what happened.
Well, on that dark note, I think we'll end the podcast.
Don't worry, you can always like get another life and start again.
But this is where we get a lot of stop start energy.
Yeah.
It's like the old patterns come back for just another quick little check in. And
Yeah. The
I still
final
think
little
this even
dance.
happens. Yeah, and I think they do that final dance. Um, and then I think that we even get it a little bit after we've had the transformation, the breakthrough.
Sure.
Um, but the thing is, it's so obvious by then, and it becomes
Mm-hmm.
very like, oh, it's you. Okay, cool. And then it doesn't have that grip. So I think of it as like a cruise ship. It's like we have this turning point where we're all of a sudden turned away from like the storm, and we're heading to like the beautiful tropical island, and it's just like you can't be swayed back. But
Mm-hmm.
it might smoke and mirrors. It might for a second be like ooh, and then we're like, you're cute. I adore
Uh-huh.
you.
I
Love
know
you,
you.
but I know you and
Yeah.
no, right? And we can walk ourselves. You'll have the tools, you'll have the resources to be able to walk yourself through those moments as well,
Mm-hmm.
and so that you're not like codependent on like that's what happened to me is I felt like if I wasn't in a specific group or I wasn't in something, then I couldn't walk myself through that. And I absolutely believe in community, co-regulation, and in being in groups. But in those groups, I didn't have the tools. I wasn't given the tools and the resources, and there wasn't that like deep embodied transformation where I was able to do that myself, but also
Mm-hmm.
be able to like unpack it with a group or ask for support if I needed it. And that's, I think, that what's given me the confidence and why we teach what we do in the club and the blueprint, going into the nervous system, our blueprints, and going into these deep foundational pieces of who we are, who we have been, I should
Mm-hmm.
say,
Mm-hmm.
and upgrading it just like you would an iPhone, going and
Yeah.
updating the data in there so that when these are you sure moments come or these tests come in, we're not swayed. We might have a temporary glip where we're like, that feels. No, wait a minute. I know what those bitches in Club Unhinged are gonna say. They're gonna say,
Mm-hmm.
don't
Do it.
fall. Yeah, don't do it. Do not settle for the baby duck champagne when you know you want the
Mm-mm.
Dom Rosé Perignon.
Mm-hmm.
Do not.
Don't do it. Don't
Don't
do
do
it.
it. Right?
Even if it's super enticing.
Yeah.
And this happens all the time in relationships too, where someone is breaking a pattern, they're walking away from a relationship that isn't serving them. You and I have also walked through these terrains.
Oh yeah.
And then something kind of happens where an old person circles back and they're like, I've changed. And they say all the right things, but like something in your system is like, nothing's changed. And it's that testing moment. Are you going to trust your inner knowing, or are you going to trust the, sparkles and, razzle dazzle of the test and like get swayed and pulled back into the undertow and
Yeah.
then find yourself back in a relationship with someone where you knew better, like 5, 6 months ago or a couple years ago, and you're going through the same patterns. And the thing is, like, you won't quit your patterns until you're actually done with them. So, if that happens, then we trust that that alchemy is there for a reason. However, you have an opportunity every time you're at one of these choice points. It's like a crossroads moment, and you'll feel it in your body because going the old familiar route will feel like comfort. And then going the new route of the unknown will feel a little bit like tension in the body.
Oh,
It'll feel
totally.
like, I don't know, this is unknown, this is scary. And so we're like, but if it's scary, that must mean it's wrong. So I'm going to go back where it's comfortable. Like, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why it's so important to stay anchored in your agency. And like Christine said, have community around you who can reflect what they're actually seeing so that in those moments, sometimes we do have to trust someone else's sight. Like that's not the move you want to go with forever, but it is important when you're in that in between phase of having someone who's not in the thick of it with you. They're kind of watching from the outside. They have clearer vision. And so they can see, like, this is what I see.
Yeah.
And then if you have more than one person giving you that type of sight, you might want to trust that they're seeing something that you can't currently see because you're too close to it. And then you again like tag into the truth of who you are, like, where am I headed? Is this, old client going to take me in that direction when I have to literally collapse my boundaries or collapse my standards or like lower my pricing in order to work with them? Or do I stay on the trajectory that I am and I hold my boundary and I say, these are the new agreements, these are the new standards, this is the new pricing. And you can apply that to any example, like whether it's business or relationships. Like if you stay in those standards and you stay in the upgrade, someone who just came in as a test, they will fall away. And then someone who is ready to upgrade, they'll be like, cool, I'm on board. Where do I sign? Let's do
Mm-hmm.
this. And so every time you pass one of those tests, what happens is your self esteem, your self worth, your self confidence upgrades, which when that happens, you feel more comfortable being your most unhinged, honest, real, true self, which then, like sends out that call. It's like a mating call that goes out into the universe for all of your aligned people, whether that's business, whether that's creativity, whether that's romantic, whether that's friendship, like whatever it is, it sends that out so that people can find you. And when they can find you, that's when you get in the space of like really powerfully co-creating, and that's what happens when you step into that next level of the breakthrough. But the breakthrough is going to come when you are at that choice point and you choose to not go down the old familiar and instead you upgrade into the unknown, and then the next step is revealed. Like this is the thing that I notice a lot about this path is people want the map, they want the guarantee before ever taking action. And that's not how it works. You have to have faith in yourself, you have to trust yourself, and you have to take action first. And when you take action first, the next step is revealed. And then you kind of attune and acclimatize to that, and then you take the next step, and then the next piece is revealed. You don't get to see the actual pathway. Like if the whole pathway had been revealed to me like even a decade ago, when I went through that very public breakup, it was fucking gnarly.
You've been like, I'm good.
Yeah, I wouldn't have walked the path because I'd be like, there's no way that me, who I am today, is equipped to go through all of that. No way. But because that's not how the universe works, and it just shows you the next step, and then you take the next step, and then it shows you the next step, and then you take the next step, like that way I kind of build this resilience within myself. I build this trust of like, well, when I take the step, you know, things start to open up. Like the breakthrough reveals itself after I'm courageous enough to take the step first without a guarantee of a breakthrough, without a guarantee of that end result. But I just know that that's the direction that I'm headed, so I'm just going to head in that direction. And then all of a sudden you have this like 10-year stint of like the craziest shit happening, and you end up building a business called Club Unhinged with your best friend, and you're like, well, fuck, that was awesome. So glad I landed here. But like, if someone had told me in 2016 that, you know, 10 years from now you'd be running a business called Club Unhinged with Christine Vano, I'd been like, you're fucking insane. Beat it.
I'm good.
I'm good. Like, no, thank you. No, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But here we are, and it feels like the most natural thing.
Yeah. I think that's the thing is we want the guarantee, and the whole joke of it all is that it's who you become in the process, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like what fun would it be if everything you wanted was a sure thing? Like this is what
Yeah,
we're
if you
kind of
knew the
kinky on.
ending.
Like we love it. We love the and this they talk about this a lot of like it's not about the destination, it's the journey. And what I'll say to a little bit deeper than that is that that's absolutely accurate, but how to enjoy the journey is to become present and to work with your nervous system and its flexibility to be able to actually be in the here and now and trust and to create enough trust. And we have so much shit from our past that's like sitting there undigested, like we always talk about. It's impossible to trust the journey
Mm-hmm.
because your whole system's like, I'm in the past. This doesn't feel safe. I don't like the
Mm-hmm.
journey. The journey sucks. And then we play offense our whole entire life.
Right.
Or defense, I should say.
Defense.
Sorry,
Yeah.
defense. That's what I meant. Offense,
I was like, wait a
defense.
second. No, that's not
Wait a
right.
minute. No, no, no. We play defense our whole entire life versus offense, right? We're not going out and going after our dreams and
Mm-hmm.
being in the moment and trusting the process. We're constantly in defense. We're defensive. We're armored. And again, I'm only speaking that because I know it. You know it. We were in that. It's like life sucks and it feels hard and all these things. And so the journey, it's about becoming safe enough in your body, safe enough in your system, trusting yourself, becoming a powerful woman, setting that foundation, stepping in your power, shedding shame, like really being who you are. And then you can enjoy the fucking journey and you can lean back and be like, oh my God, I'm so excited to see what happens next versus please just don't give me another hit. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So the whole
Mm-hmm.
energetic changes when you do this work. And this is why we even
Mm-hmm.
offer the club, why we're so passionate about it, because this is actually where we don't build on top of a shitty foundation where there's rotting, mold and skunks and shit all underneath your foundation. It's like we go in, we excavate, we throw on the goggles, and in a way that feels fun. It's not like a
Yeah.
scary, daunting thing. It's like we go in. This can be very simple and easy and fun, but let's just look at the ways in which you're not being authentic or where you don't feel excited or you don't feel on fire. And then let's just shift some shit around,
Mm-hmm.
build a wicked solid foundation, and then everything you build on top of that can massively expand and skyrocket in like record speed in like a
Mm-hmm.
quantum style shit. Like that's what we see over and over and over again. That's what we've done with our lives. So this is why we're so fucking passionate about it, is because we've done it the hard way and we want to give you the easy way. We want
Mm-hmm.
to do it and we're doing it with you. We're constantly,
Mm-hmm.
you and I are constantly being challenged, up leveled, initiated, all these things, but we know
Mm-hmm.
what to look for now,
Yeah.
right? And we can walk and normalize the process into getting the lives that we're obsessed with,
Mm-hmm.
actualizing our dreams, stepping towards the things we actually want versus constantly being in that stop start energy or that fear lockdown or whatever it is. So
Yeah.
all
So
right,
on
on that
that
note,
note, come join the 21-day unhinged money experiment.
I love this segue. Well, you know what? The reason we're talking about 2 feet from gold and how this relates to our unhinged money experiment is like you're identifying some ways that you're so close. Like that's who we
Mm-hmm.
work with. We work with people who've done personal development. Like oftentimes when people find us, they're like our work. They're like, I've done everything. I've been in so many containers. I've listened to podcasts. I've been in the world. I know the things, and I haven't
Mm-hmm.
been able to fully transform my thing with this. Or I feel like
Yeah.
I'm kind of in this Groundhog Day with the same stuff. But I know a lot, and we're like, fuck yes, like this is
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And they have this excitement about actual transformation. And so the 21-day money experiment is all about completely and radically shifting your relationship with money from a nervous system root level, not just like cute affirmations. We're not sitting here for 21 days being like, okay, day 1,
I love
journal.
money.
Day
Money
2,
loves me.
yeah, totally. Day 2, journal. Day 3, get out a piggy bank or carry $100 in your purse. No, we're like, we're going into the roots. We're going into like, and also as a bonus, this Saturday, that September 27th, we're having a live workshop with you. We're shedding money fears, visibility fears, like going out and being known fears. Because sometimes we don't have money problems. Sometimes we have being known, being seen, being heard fears. So like we're doing a whole cleanse and clear of your energy body from a cellular level. This is an experiential thing. So when we enter the 21-day challenge, you are like crisp and fucking
Ready
fit
to
as a
go.
fucking whistle, being like, I'm ready to rock, and there's no resistance. You're like, I'm good, I'm excited, I'm ready to do this, and I'm ready to start making money, increasing my prosperity, having a great relationship with wealth, with being seen, with being known, with, going out there, audacious asks, cringy visibility, ditching perfectionism, going out and being messy, and actually just being like, I'm an active participant of my life, right? And so if you're 2 feet from gold, you are our ideal person to be in this challenge because you're actually ready. You're saying like, I'm just looking for the thing. Like I've been waiting and praying for this fucking thing. And we're like, we got you. So we're all doing it together. Kelsey and I are fully enrolled in this too. We're doing it with you. We're gonna have the best time. And if you've done challenges before, I'm telling you, I can guarantee you this is not gonna be like something you've done before.
100%. Like they're so fun. It's one of my favorite things that we do are these, challenges and these invitations and experiments because they really do get you in the game. They get you in the
Yeah.
game of your life. Like it's no more like passive princess bullshit. Like we are in the game together and if you do the 21-day experiment the way it's designed, there's no way that you aren't making bank.
Nope.
Like there's just no way.
Nope.
Like you could go for 21 days and just ask people the most ridiculous like money requests and guaranteed you are going to find someone in those 21 days who is like, okay,
I'm gonna pay
I'm
you
into it.
because you
Yeah, I'm
bold,
going to
because you
pay you.
bold,
Yeah. Like, geez,
you
like
bold.
whatever you've got going on, I want some of it. And so like, that's the play that we get to work with and it gets to be fun and it gets to be enjoyable. And I think, that's a big part of our mission too, is to why we've even created Club Unhinged is making personal development great again. And part of that is having a fuck ton of fun.
Yes.
And like there's no way that we could kind of stick out this long haul with each other if we weren't having a great time. And y'all, I think you get a taste of that in the way that we vibe on the podcast. And when we go into one of these experiments, you're getting audio drops from us daily and we're teaching daily for 21 days.
You're in the frequency.
You're in the frequency, you're in the energy, so you can't not transform as long as you participate. As
Yeah.
long as you're in it,
Just have to press play every
press
day. That's it.
play.
It's like
That's all you gotta do.
5 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes of like just us talking to you being like, remember, you're fucking badass. Here's your like audacious, go do an audacious ask today. Go do these things. And you're training yourself to not fear rejection. You're training yourself to be bold. You're training yourself to just fuck around and find out how good your life can get when you're
Yes.
actually a fucking participant and not sitting on the sidelines. I wish, I'm praying, I hope one day it's just going to change. It's like, it's impossible. It's not going to happen. You need to get in your life. And when you do it with community and you're having fun doing it, it like supercharges your breakthroughs and your results. So if you need convincing from here on out, you're on your own. This is not the experiment for you. Have a wonderful day. I don't know how you made it here.
The rest
But
of you, the link is in the show notes. Go sign yourself up. $88 gets you in.
plus
And
the workshop, which is
plus
worth
the
like
workshop.
fucking $500 alone. So like go
Yeah.
and get your ass in the room because we will have the best time and do not get left out. Come with us.
We'll see you on October 1st. Thank you for tuning in today. We love you all. And we'll see you next week, or you'll hear us next week, wherever you're listening. We love you.
Or you.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
All in all, we want to say thank you for being here. We love and appreciate you so much. And if you liked today, give us a 5-star rating. And we'll see you next week.
And share it. If you know somebody who needs this in their life, share this shit. Abundance goes round and round. We love you.
We love you. Bye.